Solar energy. We know that the definition of the word energy means that the ability of an object to do some sort of work. As we all know, or maybe some of you who may not know, the word solar means the sun. Therefore, the definition of solar energy means the energy of the sun. Energy from the sun can be categorized in two ways, which is in the form of heat and also in the form of light. Energy exists in different forms like kinetic energy and potential energy. Each and every day, the Earth receives huge amount of energy directly from the sun. Using special scientific method, we can utilize this solar energy. I mean that we can convert solar energy into other useful form of energy. For example, we can convert solar energy into electrical energy. Then, we can convert electrical energy into heat energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, and etc. Solar energy is the cheap source of energy, which can be easily converted into other useful form of energy. For example, we can convert solar energy into electrical energy through the use of semiconductor devices like silicon, and these are called solar cells. Solar cells are also known as photovoltaic cells. Solar cells are made up of silicon. Electrons in the silicon gain energy from the sunlight to create a voltage. A single voltage of solar cell produces a very small amount of voltage. In order to get sufficient high voltage for practical use, a large number of such solar cells are connected in series, forming a solar panel. Even though solar cells are expensive, but it lasts for a long time and have low running costs. Here are some applications of the solar energy. Solar cells are used to power satellites having large solar panels which are keep facing the sun. Solar watches and solar calculators are also in use nowadays. Next, solar energy is used in industrial zones for power generation. Other than that, solar energy provides electrical energy to tube wells. Nowadays, we can see that many developed countries have introduced cars that are completely running on solar energy. Remember that the solar energy is renewable energy, which we can use over and over again. Solar energy is an environment-friendly source of energy. It means that the solar energy doesn't pollute our environment because it doesn't produce pollutant gas like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and etc. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Ukash Irfan bin Marahimi. My metric card number is AW180179. So solar energy is any type of energy that generated by the sun. The energy, heat and light flow away from the sun in the form of electromagnetic radiation EMR. So the electromagnetic spectrum exists as a wave of different frequency and wavelength. Frequency depends on the wavelength according to the Planck equation E equals to hc over lambda, which is h is the Planck constant and c is the speed of light. So the frequency is equals to the speed of light divided by the wavelength, the lambda. So the vast majority of electromagnetic waves are invisible to our eyes, to human eyes. The most high frequency wave emitted by the sun are gamma ray, X-ray and ultraviolet radiation, the UV rays. So the sun also emitted the energy in the form of infrared radiation, which the wave are much lower frequency. Most of heat from the sun arrive at Earth in the form of infrared radiation. Since you are living in the planet Earth, I'm going to telling you about the interaction between the solar energy and our home, the Earth. So the Earth receives 174 petawatt of incoming solar energy above our atmosphere. So approximately 30% of them is reflected back to the outer space and the rest is absorbed by the cloud, ocean and lands. Thanks to our atmosphere, the most harmful UV rays are almost completely absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere. About half of the incoming solar energy will reach the Earth's surface, and that half will allow natural interaction like photosynthesis. Almost all life on Earth relies on the solar energy for food, either directly or indirectly. Producer relies directly on solar energy. They absorb sunlight and convert it into nutrient through a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis also responsible for all of the fossil fuels on Earth. Next, solar energy also can cause the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is a process by which thermal radiation from a planetary surface is absorbed by atmospheric greenhouse gases. The infrared, UV, and visible wave that reach the Earth take part in the process of warming the planet and making life possible, which is so-called the greenhouse effect. As mentioned earlier, about 30% of the solar energy that reach the Earth's atmosphere is reflected back to the outer space. While the rest is absorbed into the Earth's atmosphere, the radiation warms the Earth's surface and the surface radiates some of the energy back out into the form of infrared wave. As they rise through the atmosphere, they are intercepted by greenhouse gases such as water vapor and the carbon dioxide. So to make all of you to understand better and crystal clear, the greenhouse gases trap the heat that reflected back up into the atmosphere. That's all from me.
Hi, my name is Mohammad Syamil bin Sanam and I will be presenting the simulation of solar energy. In this simulation, we are going to calculate how much energy we are received by using solar panel at Malaysia compared to the rest of the world, how the design of solar panel affecting the efficiency of energy we receive. We also want to calculate how much energy we receive if we want to build the solar panel at our house. At first, we are going to calculate the energy by using solar panel. We are currently at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and let's run annual data. Okay, at Kuala Lumpur, we are able to generate 99,000 kilowatt hour annually. Okay, let's compare our data from Malaysia to more popular cities like Miami. Okay, the data shown that at Miami, Florida, the annual energy is at 119,000 kilowatt hour. So why is that the energy generated at Malaysia is slightly lower than Florida? This is because of the sunshine received at Malaysia is averaging around 5 to 6 hours daily compared to the 7 hours average of sunlight at Florida. The latitude of Malaysia is also lower. Here we can see the latitude of Florida is at 25 and the latitude at Malaysia is 3, which is lower than most other country. Okay, next we are going to calculate the solar energy at a typical house. We have exactly 2 identical house with 2 different solar panels set up. The first house is the solar panel is on the top. The second house, the solar panel is on the side. Okay, let's run annual data for both of the house to see how much energy we get. Okay, at the first house, the annual output is at 3,400 kilowatt hours. At the second house, the annual output is at 1,800 kilowatt hours. Notice that the first house generate more electricity, 3,400 kilowatt hour versus 1,800 kilowatt hour. This is due to the efficiency and the placement of the panel. The sunlight is rotating from east to west, so putting the panel on the side is to really make the panel less efficient than putting the panel on the upper side. That's all for me. Thank you very much.
Let's take a look type of solar panels in Malaysia. For the first is grid connected solar with energy storage, which is energy storage system is in the form of a battery, and it also known as a hybrid solar. For the second is direct current solar system, which is it provide electricity to DC appliance or a battery bank or both, and it only used when the sun shines. For the third is grid connected system, which is connected to home and local grid, and it can divert any extra energy back to the grid. And for the last is off-grid residential solar panel system, which is similar to the number 1, but it is not connected to the local electricity grid. Largest solar power project in Malaysia. It is located at Sepang, Selangor in Malaysia, and it can generate more than 110,000 megawatt hour energy in first year of operation in 2019. It consists of 238,000 of solar panels, and it can also improve energy productivity and operational efficiency. And Malaysia's largest rooftop PV installation, which is located at Penang, Malaysia, and it can generate 4,500 megawatt hour energy generated to reduce 3,000 tons of carbon dioxide emission a year. And a system is planned under Power Purchase Agreement, which is PPA. For the last is Tesla Gigafactory, which is a lithium-ion battery and electric vehicle component factory in a Story Country, Nevada, and it has a footprint of more than 1.9 billion square feet, and it can reach an annualized rate of roughly 20 gigawatt hour, and it entirely powered by renewable energy sources, and it also designed to be a net powered by solar. So for the conclusion is, has a bright future for our country and can be development. And for the second is good for environment, and it also can reduce air pollution, which is it is the best way to reduce carbon emission and helping global warming as a solar farm distribute as a clean energy.